Hi everyone, I'm here at Purtis Creek State Park in Eustis, Texas, or at least outside of Eustis, Texas. I think this actually is another little township. Okay, so guess what I want to talk about? Abstract art, and in particular the topic that interests me the most, or that interests me a lot, and that is, why do so many people have trouble with abstract art, especially in smaller rural areas? And my thinking is that our life experience, for many of us, is based on objective reality, things that we see, things that we experience. And so from that you can conclude that, well, abstract art has got nothing to do with that. Certainly the kind of abstract art that I make has nothing to do with landscapes, trees, figures, animals, etc. And so, in general, a lot of people just aren't prepared to look at art from the perspective of feelings, emotions, questions, emotional responses, etc. So I kind of like to bring it down to left brain and right brain. We operate in a daily way in a common sense, practical, logical, analytical, left brain kind of way, which completely falls apart when you bring that to abstract art, because we're not looking at something that makes sense in the background of our normal daily life, unless we're already living at a right-brained, creative kind of place, which does happen, but it's not common, which is why children often respond well to abstract art, because they do respond to life from a very personal, specific, emotional, feeling kind of way. So they can get into that reality, but most of us adults can't. There are prejudices, there are judgments, there are conclusions which we have drawn from our life experience, which says right from the start, okay, that red, black, and white that's passing for a painting is nothing but blobs of paint, worthless. And you know what? I don't even rule that out as being a terrible thing. That's totally fine. But once you launch into that space that says, okay, this is its own different but valid kind of reality, which is what abstract art is about. It's about a separate but valid type of reality. It's the same reality shared by music and dance, poetry, and other arts, where we respond to places deep within us in a way that is beyond words, which is why the artist is expressing through his medium, be it music, dance, whatever art. I mean, you can even talk about it from the perspective of humor, stand-up comics, magic. I don't rule out any kind of pursuit which you take to a high level, that there's a different kind of reality there. So that's the concept, that for too many people, abstract art gets rejected because it doesn't measure up to life experience. But if we can put aside that prejudice and allow for another way of being. For instance, when we read or remember fairy tales, we don't hold that up to the same magnifying glass. Well, that could never work. That would never happen. Okay, well, that's the kind of willing suspension of disbelief. Remember that phrase from high school? Willing suspension of disbelief, where you enter into the never, never land. The newest realities, emerging realities, ever-changing realities of abstract art. So, enough, I think. So long.